3, 2, 1, 0.
Ladies, gentlemen, and monsters of all ages, have you ever decided that you're tired of the 14 weapons currently in the game and the way that they play? Do you have dreams of tonfas, of magnet spikes, or even of Prowler? Hell, why not even a whole new game? Or let's bring Styles back from GU!
And I want a new car!
But most of those things are a little bit excessive to ask for. However, what if we could just, I don't know, completely change the way that you play the game in a way that genuinely works while hunting? How does that sound? Interested yet? Well, how about a build based around massive explosions and intense monster control while also being ridiculously safe and mobile? Oh, now I've got your attention. Today, my captivating little chrysanthemums, I present to you a little build that I like to call the Rude Awakening.
Wake up! Wake up! Wake up!
Cause it's a sleep build based around big wake up hits and it's the Safi'jiiva Bowgun. Oh, you get it. Starting off with why this build exists, followed by what the build itself actually is, and then the playstyle to adopt while using this build. As for the why, well, are you interested in trying a super weird way of playing the game? Yeah? Good, then you're already on board. If not, well, I offer you some of the other main benefits of this build, such as an absolutely ridiculous effective range, tied with super strong mobility to create one of the safest hunting experiences that I have ever taken part in, and then, you get giant explosions every once in a while too.
At least that explosion was pretty awesome!
This build, as a result of the existence of Safi weapons, allows you to create the ultimate barrel bomb build within the same set as the best sleep and best poison light bowgun build together. Through this, if you play this set well, you never really have to fire a single shot that isn't status based, which is why you have ridiculous range, and of course, being a light bowgun, we also have mods on it that serve purely to raise your mobility and make your movement even easier. It's sort of hard to stress how easy mode this build really is, but the best way to do so is to just point out the best monster for it in the game. Savage Devil Joe. He's just particularly weak to what we're bringing along with us here, but it's to the point that fighting him is this simple. As simple as you are looking at right now on the screen. In other words, sure, I could spend ages trying to sell you on this build, but I don't honestly think there is a better sales pitch than the footage you're looking at right now, especially when you consider that I'm not very good at light bowgun, so I may or may not make a mistake every once in a while.
This is unacceptable.
But it still looks good. And in case you were wondering, yes, it works at least as well in multiplayer, if not better. The thresholds are higher, sure, but your status output is so ridiculous that doesn't really hinder you until around the 5th sleep or so, which you honestly probably won't even reach because the extra damage from having 3 other hunters wail on a monster during all of the downtime that you create is simply insane. So the fact that this still complements solo hunting as well as it does is phenomenal. As far as the equipment itself goes, we have a super fun collection of things coming together to make this work to its full potential. But to start off where the build really gets defined from the beginning, the weapon itself.
This weapon is your life.
Today's weapon of choice is the hauntingly beautiful Safi's Bolt Shot, the Thunder Light Bowgun, as this is the best sleep and poison bowgun in the Safi'jiiva wheelhouse. As far as augments go, you want 2 attack increases and 1 element/status up, as attack affects the damage of our mines, which is one of our main sources of output in this build. As far as the bowgun mods go today, we have 2 recoil suppressors and 2 evading reload, just because it's damn fun. For awakening abilities, you'll want to get yourself a slot 4 as your 6-star upgrade, 3 attack 5s, and then commission alchemy as your set bonus ability. The slot allows us more skills, which is far more valuable than any individual stat increase ability here. The attacks upgrade our mines once again, and commission alchemy is what allows us to have the set bonuses that we do, because as far as the equipment itself goes, we are actually genuinely wearing 2 pieces of pink Rathian armor, 2 pieces of clockwork armor, and the Damascus chest piece. Yes, an endgame build in Iceborne this deep into the DLC, and the most high-end armor piece involved is the Damascus chest.
We're poor, man.
We are, aren't we?
But even through this, you can get a pretty good idea of what is going on here, even without the decorations. Bombadier's secret and poison duration up being the two main culprits, both representing the major factors of our damage, explosions and poison. But it still isn't quite complete yet, is it? Filling in the decorations then, it becomes pretty clear how this build works, what it accomplishes, and just how surprisingly strong it actually is. As a whole, the set has 5 earplugs because we have the space, and this is just a major convenience for a build like this. 5 Bombadier through the use of Bombadier's secret for maximum barrel bomb damage possible, 4 sleep attack for maximum sleep damage possible to try and power our way through diminishing returns, 3 health boost because I just consider it to be paramount to any endgame master rank build, 3 free elements / ammo up as this is a bowgun build and you'll struggle to find many bowgun builds that don't want ammo up, 3 focus to reduce the charge time on our wyvern mines, 3 part breaker because it fits and allows us to target specific locations if we are looking for any specific parts, 3 evade extender almost entirely as a bonus that simply extends our crazy mobility, 2 special ammo boost to increase our wyvern mine damage to its full potential, and 2 tool specialists to round it all out, with the mantles that I recommend using with this build being Apothecary and Temporal. Apothecary because it makes it easier to get those poisons and sleeps off as you get repeated status applications and the monster's resistance builds up, and Temporal just because it's pretty much the best singular mantle in an average situation. As for decorations to put within these mantles, I would recommend finishing off Tool Specialist with 1 more rank in each mantle just because you can, and that works, and that lines up nearly 100% mantle uptime due to low recharge on Apothecary. But apart from that, the world is your oyster. Attack is your best bet if you just want to straight up increase your damage output, but especially with this build in particular, don't be afraid to just pile on utility and have fun. That's right, I'm giving you permission to use something other than damage abilities.
Master has given Dobby a shock.
And of course, we also have the set bonuses that I've already mentioned of Bombadier's secret and poison duration up, just because we can. As far as the playstyle goes, this is where this build gets funky. It plays in a totally unique way, though once you adjust to the rhythm and flow of it, it puts you in an almost trance-like state, where you're just sort of progressing through your objective one step at a time, almost like instead of having to manage the entire fight in one go, you're breaking it up into tiny little sections you have to accomplish one at a time. Like shampoo, this is very rinse, lather, repeat. First off, make sure you have the appropriate items in your item set for the set, meaning obvious Mega Barrel Bombs, Sleep Ammo 2, and Poison Ammo 2, but then on top of those, you also want to have Large Barrel Bombs and Devil's Blight, which allows you to craft more Mega Barrel Bombs on the go, and then also Poison and Sleep Ammo 1, along with Catalyst to craft more of the second rank of both of those ammos, and then finally a Firecaster so you can go back to camp and restock when necessary. On top of this, you also want to make sure that you change your radial menu as required, with the knowledge that you will be crafting these Mega Barrel Bombs and ammo at various points in the hunt.
Who likes arts and crafts?
As well, I would highly recommend bringing your Palico with you with their Mialatov equipped if you are playing solo. This is a bombing build, and the more bombs that you can get, the better, and in this state, the Palico does add bombs. Now that the pre-fight stuff is out of the way, what do you do when you actually encounter your target on a hunt? Go ahead and start by grabbing Slinger Ammo, and then putting on your Apothecary Mantle, followed by poisoning the monster, which shouldn't take more than a handful of shots, and then putting the monster to sleep, which should only take 2 or 3 for the first one. Then place your Barrel Bombs and Wyvern Mines, your light bowgun special ammo, right on the head of the monster. Then walk far enough away that you can clutch claw the head of the monster and trigger the explosion for the actual wake up hit itself while reeling yourself into the head without exploding yourself away and knocking yourself back. And then fire the monster headfirst into the wall with Slinger Burst, reapplying poison as necessary and otherwise just consistently trying to put the monster to sleep, using your Firecaster every time that you run out of barrel bombs or ammo. The gameplay loop for this is super simple once you adjust, but also incredibly powerful. Man, I mean, anyone who expected this build to suck is in for a rude awakening. As a whole, this build is just, well, enjoyable. It is super relaxing once you get into the flow of it, and it almost feels like you are a fly, flapping your tiny little insect wings around the monster while it tries in futility to swat you out of existence, because if you play it right, the monster just sort of can't catch you.
So you're fast.
It is fun and different, while also being incredibly effective both in solo and multiplayer situations. Not to mention it looks pretty damn good in pink too. Alright everyone, I've been Cotton Dinosaur, and this has been the Rude Awakening Light Bowgun build. Do you like this build as much as I do? What other crazy and unique builds would you like to see us try out next? Like if you liked the video, subscribe and hit the notification bell for more, and most importantly, ladies and gentlemen, until next time, stay sweet. This is the brand new outro to tell you all the things that you do that we love, so let's start with something simple and say, oh, we love your eyes. When they're watching us play video games, when we make a bunch of jokes that are kinda lame, or when they gaze upon our failures as we try to kill the monsters or important news about the Kingdom Animalia. Rage, Cotton, and Hollow are all here, talking about the things you want to hear. So if you want to be the first to hear, like and subscribe and the bell and we'll cheer. Some of you are patrons, even though we are all the noobs and you're the pros. There's nothing we can do to thank you. No, really, there's nothing we could possibly do. Goodbye.